Sorry.
Raphael.
I mean, honestly.
We can do this.
Come on, Raphael. Keep it down.
Hey, Yahtzee, right now, we're back here with Fireman 3 Houses, our Verdant Assassin's Only Run, which is going to be a support theater episode today, because we've got a handful of supports to do. It's occurring to me that this actually, we just had Tears of the Kingdom overtake Tales of Zestiria as the longest playthrough on our channel when we finished it with 88 episodes, but this playthrough will probably overtake that because our episode length is a little bit shorter than when I was doing it with, Azure Moon. At first, Azure Moon, I was doing hour and a half episodes almost every time, so we finished the whole thing in only about 75 episodes, I think it was. But since I'm doing a few shorter episodes here and there with this game, partially just to be able to maintain on my schedule and partially just for pacing reasons, we've been having shorter episodes, so this playthrough probably will exceed even Tears of the Kingdom by the end of it as our longest playthrough, but that is not a concern for now. For now, Lawrence and Leonie to Max. She finally got to return that
It's only a scratch, Leonie.
dishcloth or whatever.
One mistake like
Didn't turn
that
off
in
the cooking,
battle
sorry.
and you're done. This is your weapon hand, isn't it? Let me stop the blood.
Apologies for the trouble.
No trouble. And no apologies. Thanks is what you say when a friend helps you out. Darn.
What's wrong?
I need a bandage to stop the bleeding, but this is all
Is
I've
it his
got.
cloth?
My handkerchief.
I was only carrying it around to give back to you anyway. Mind if I use it for this?
Very well. I suppose that's fitting in a way.
I guess so. Not that I'm happy you're bleeding. I'm glad you'll accept it, though. In the
Nice
past,
save.
you might have refused it.
Yes. I might have made it an issue of commoners giving aid to the nobility or some such.
I didn't understand why you were so strict about it, but I think I kind of get it now. You know, if every noble were like you, the world would be a better place.
Perhaps, but you were right. Many great deeds are accomplished by friends working together, especially when those friends are as capable as you.
Me?
I hope this is not the first time I have told you this, Leonie, but you are an exceptional individual.
It might be the first time, my
By
friend.
insisting on matters of status in dealing with you, I have done you a terrible disservice. For that, please accept my apology. Let us promise to look out for one another as friends from now on.
No need for vows. That's how I've always seen it. You weren't wrong about nobles and commoners each having their own roles. But the important thing is we help each other.
That is precisely what being friends with you has helped me to understand. In fact, I've begun somewhat to think of you as rather something more.
Somewhat, rather.
Huh? Sorry, what did you say?
I said, I hope we'll always give each other support.
That's very sweet. I don't believe I did ever see that one. An interesting but swift and likable conclusion for that to come to, I say. They didn't get super deep into it in that support chain of the... They just kind of agreed to sort of let it lie, I guess. The whole, their views on the roles of their two groups, if you want to call it that. But it doesn't really need to go that far, because their point is that, regardless of all that stuff, they can still be friends, and should offer help to one another, therefore. This is the last time
Do you have a
of this.
moment?
These two were pretty funny last time.
Well, well, it's the little lady of House Ordelia. What can I do for you?
Is she down in Abyss?
You piqued my interest when you spoke about my parents coming to your rescue.
Oh, right. Forgot I let that slip. After I fled my home, I became something of a vagrant, getting into fights, borrowing money I couldn't pay back. The works.
We know!
Oh, I
Everyone
know
knows.
all about it. You were quite the vagabond.
Wherever I went, I was treated like trash. Securing enough food to live on got harder and harder. It became clear that I wasn't welcome in Alliance territory, so I decided to head over to the Empire. My big mistake was stopping by the Great Bridge of Murden on the way. Just my luck, some jerk of a minor lord north of the bridge was on a hunt for the bounty on my head.
Why do I feel like it was Acheron?
Oh, that's awful.
Would have been fine if I'd been alone, but innocent folks were around. Didn't want to endanger them. That's when I turned tail. I ran until I couldn't run another step, and found myself in Ordelia territory. I knew Count Ordelia from when I was still with my family's house, so it seemed like a decent option. I was hoping our history would be enough to secure a place of sanctuary, but no such luck.
They refused to take you in?
Yeah, I could tell there was some reason behind it. But they told me to get out as fast as I could.
Ah, I imagine it was when the Empire was meddling with my family. We lived in shackles back then.
Makes sense. Still, I'm grateful. They gave me food and distracted the Empire's cronies so I could escape. I was half dead from starvation, so that meal saved my life. No joke. Your family's the real deal.
I mean, I don't know that giving someone who is starving to death on your doorstep a meal is like the absolute pinnacle of humanity, but it was a good thing to do, I suppose.
Just imagine what the Empire would have done to me. I can tell you it wouldn't have been pretty.
I have no doubts. We weren't allowed contact with anyone from the outside. It was strictly forbidden.
Man, I didn't realize they were, like, locked there for a period of time. Leslie and her family.
I see. Well, that's when I vowed to find a way to repay them. One day I'll do just that.
And when do you intend to carry out this vow of yours?
One day! Come on, give him some
In
time!
true honesty, I don't see you as someone capable of carrying out vows right now, or even keeping your things together.
Can't argue with that. It'll take me a while to repay that debt, but I will. Just you wait and see.
Where have I heard this before? An interesting one, that, though. I'm not sure I can recall any other support that really quite has that dynamic where one character has some form of reverence to the other because their parents helped them priorly. But I guess that's because most of us are around the same age anyway. Alois and Leone.
Alois, I was hoping you could tell me some more stories about Captain Gerald.
Oh, he can tell some stories, all right.
About Gerald's adventures? You seem quite taken with these stories, Leone.
Can't hurt, can it? All our work for the day is done. So remind me, how did you meet him?
Ah, it all feels like ancient history now. You see, the captain was visiting the kingdom of Fargus.
This is when his squire died and you looked like them enough, right? And so he replaced him with you.
Go on.
His previous squire had died from a ghastly plague. Then one day,
Same plague
he
that
came
Cornelia
upon
fixed,
me
right?
And appointed me his new squire.
At that age, you must have had some real talent and courage to stand out as a future knight.
Oh, no, it wasn't that. I was just an orphan boy living in the monastery. I was a timid little thing.
Really? He didn't choose you for your bravery? What made him choose you then?
My face looked like the dead boys.
What?
Well, I asked the captain, and that was the only answer he gave me.
Ha! Abrasive to the last. That's Captain Gerald for you.
Yes. In those early days, I would sometimes wonder whether he was right in the head.
But now I'm confident. He wasn't.
When I saw him on the battlefield, though, those concerns were laid to rest. Anyway, I think I hear your professor has been looking for you. You'd better scrap.
I wonder if there's a double meaning there. When I saw him on the battlefield, those concerns were laid to rest because it was obvious he was a little crazy.
Oh no, you're right. I'd better go. See you around.
I do want to hear more about that, though, because that story we already knew somewhat, I think. Bolthus has supports with a whole bunch of us here, so I'll just be, like, alternating, doing a Bolthus support and everyone else now and again.
What's all this? I knew it! Would you look at that? It's gold! Some poor sap just left it here for me to find.
Right in front of the Officers Academy.
Taking this then?
Yeah, it seems dreadfully unlikely, doesn't it? I gotcha!
You think the whole world is your collection jar. Unbelievable.
Sorry about that. Look, I feel awful. Please don't twist up your face like you're suppressing a disappointed sigh. How about I use this gold to buy you something nice? A sweet treat, perhaps?
She's
Yeah?
not a dog.
I don't eat contraband sweets. Are you trying to get me locked up again? Give back the money or don't. It's none of my business. Either way, keep me out of it.
As you wish, milady.
I thought she was
Straight to the
trapping
fun
him with it
fund
initially.
goes. Drinks don't buy themselves, unfortunately.
That might make for a fun night or two. But what about all the money you owe? If you're going to keep this, you should apply it to your debts before a bounty hunter gets a hold
Can't
of
you, like, put half of it aside for your debts?
Gold wouldn't even make a dent. It's chump change. Better to drink it than waste it. In any case, when I'm dead, I'm dead. When that happens, none of this will matter anymore.
What a fun stance. Although I guess Happy probably identifies with you on that
I'm not
point.
gonna worry about what I can't control. I've got better uses for this gold in the meantime.
I don't understand how you can be so reckless. It's as though you want to get killed. Meanwhile, if I lose control for even a moment, monsters will eat me for dinner.
Hearing you say that so casually feels like a bad omen. It's unsettling, that's for sure.
It's bad, that's why.
Sorry, is that too morbid for you? You just told me when I'm dead, I'm dead.
And it's true. For me, not for you.
And why is that?
What do you mean? She has the dark sign and she's gonna resurrect at the nearest bonfire?
Because all of this mess I'm drowning in is my own fault. Every bit of it. You can't say the same. I'm in trouble because I borrowed, drank, and fought too much. All my own choices. That means it's on me to take responsibility and accept the inevitable outcome.
So, since it's in my control to keep the size at bay, I don't get to relax ever?
Not quite. I'm saying that it isn't your fault, so you shouldn't have to bear that burden alone.
Yeah, you might have wanted to get to that point a little
That's
quicker.
a nice sentiment. But people are hardly lining up to share this burden with me. Talk is cheap. Everyone knows it's all over the instant I sigh.
I have a habit of not saying the right thing to her. Not much I can do about... Hey! It's more gold! Go ahead and join your buddies in my pocket, pal.
Oh no, Balthus. Oh no. Man, all of his supports are a bit of a hoot, aren't they? I can't wait to see how his and Claude get on. How is Claude gonna get out of trying to set him up on a date with his mom? Like, how do you even argue against that? Raphael and Caspar got one!
Hey, Raphael, you here to train?
Two training
Caspar,
junkies.
you work your muscles almost as much as I do.
Of course. Everyone knows that if you skip a day, you lose 3 days of work.
Is that true? God, I've got
Let's get to it
decades to make up for then.
That's probably enough for today.
You might be right. I'm exhausted.
Isn't it true that you want to take rest days in between
No.
also?
I really envy you, Raphael. You're huge.
I know I'm big. Everyone knows that. What are you talking about?
I'm not very big, but I've always wanted to be. That's why I train so much. I've grown a bit in the last 5 years, but I'm still not even close to you. I just don't know how to bulk up.
Is that all? I know how to fix that.
I have an idea of what he's gonna posit as a solution.
Really? You gotta show me.
Follow me.
To the dining hall.
Huh? You just led me to the dining hall.
That's right. Now sit down and eat up.
We're just gonna eat?
Yep. Eating's the best way to get bigger.
Caspar already has a pretty voracious appetite, we're apprised.
You gotta eat, and you gotta train. Do them both enough, and you're sure to grow.
Well, I always thought I was a pretty big eater, but maybe I wasn't eating enough? Or not often enough?
This talk is going to lead to stitches very quickly, isn't it?
Probably both. Look at my plate compared
Probably
to yours.
both.
Now this is a meal.
Whoa, your plate looks like a mountain. If that's what I gotta do, then I'm gonna
Hey,
eat
that's how
until
I got
can't
to 6'2".
anymore. I'll eat until there's no food left.
That's the spirit. Come on, let's go clear out the pantry.
Let's do it. I'm gonna eat till I can't move.
Guys, Cyril was just telling you there's not enough food. No. And so everyone at the monastery starved because Caspar wanted to be a bit taller. Hilda and Balthus, old friends, but the last discussion was a little unusual.
Big guy, I'm fragile, you know.
Stand back, Hilda. I've got this.
Oh, it was in a battlefield.
Thanks for the help, Balti. Are you okay?
Want this? It's nothing. Oh!
Ouch. You didn't have to do that, you know. I didn't ask you to get yourself beaten up. If I thought I might have to break a sweat, I'd have gotten out of there myself.
I know, but I can't help but worry when I see you in a tight spot.
You just get the feeling that Holst is watching your every move, I know.
Holst told me to keep an eye on you and all. It's the least I can do.
Huh. I didn't realize you were still in touch with my brother.
No, this was ages ago. Told me if anything happened to him, it was up to me to look after you.
You know, it seems like he's unreliable, but he doesn't forget his promises, and I bet that he probably doesn't forget his debts either. I think they're always weighing on him.
What could possibly happen to Holst? He's indestructible.
True, but what do you think if I let you get hurt when I could have saved you? Not on my watch, pal.
It's not like he could get sick or anything like that.
Good point. He'd kill you.
It's a real concern. I may be the renowned king of grappling, but I still wouldn't want to take on Holst.
He'd tear you to pieces. But if you did get killed trying to protect me, Holst would be crushed.
It's a complex relationship, isn't it?
Not as crushed as if something happened to me, but still, he'd be broken up about it.
Maybe so. But in that case, at least he wouldn't think I'd messed up. As much as I believe in Holst, he also believes in me. Because of that, I won't ever let him down. And on that note, even if you think I'm in over my head, don't worry about it. I'd like for you to believe in me too.
I can't stop worrying about you on command. That's not how worrying works.
God, I wish.
Fair. But I do what I do because I want to. If it lands me beneath the dirt sooner than later, well, save your tears for my funeral.
Roger that, compadre. I'll cry a river.
I hate when people talk about death like it's no big deal. Try to keep your stupid heart beating, all right?
That's nice though, because the last discussion they had, I'm sorry, it's a bit of time ago, so I'm just sort of blanking, but it was that it was weird because he was talking about going to Holst for help instead of her. Like they weren't friends, kind of, and she seemed a little hurt by that. So sweet that they were able to get that past that a little bit. And Lawrence and Catherine finally to close this support theater episode out.
Let's put the match on hold for now, Lawrence. Or if you can't wait, we'll say you won.
No. Let us resume it later. You haven't yet had the chance to use Thunderbird.
You've only been using one hand, it's not fair.
You weren't using a relic either. If you had been, you would have won easily. Even without it, you're stronger than I expected. You seem to be fighting more intensely than usual.
Under ordinary circumstances, I'd have surely lost. But I had a vested interest in testing your character. If your sword
And also your
relied
physical
at all on
strength.
the dirty tricks of a
Unrelated.
fugitive, I would have felt compelled to defeat you.
Are you saying you fought more ably because you had a sense of purpose?
Not as such, although I admit that when we crossed blades, I became envious of your strength. I caught a glimpse, in your elegant swordsmanship, of an aspect of the noble ideal that I yet lack. That envy is perhaps what drove me to fight so hard.
Interesting.
I was also able to satisfy my curiosity. You are no criminal, but rather a lady of great conviction.
That might be an exaggeration. I've done some things I'm not proud of.
But those were probably, the ones you were not proud of were probably more for the church.
Modest as ever. Another of your noble qualities.
Sorry to disappoint you, but I'm no longer a noble.
Whatever your title, the responsible use of power is the very hallmark of nobility. Deny it all you like. But the way I see it, you are indeed a true noble.
I don't want to be a true noble. I won't be tied down by any stuffy idea of nobility. Although, if this is your way of flirting with me, perhaps I can be persuaded otherwise.
That's rather sudden.
Tell me, Lawrence, do you often woo noble women?
I mean, she was just desperate to change the
As
topic.
a true noble, I must be an ideal target for a fellow like you.
Since you put it that way, apologies, but I confess you've rendered me quite speechless.
Lighten up. I'm just teasing. You're clearly not ready to woo me.
Not ready? Do I not suffice for you? Is there some flaw that I could conceivably correct?
Yeah,
You're
maybe a
more
few.
open-minded than you used to be, but you're still so hung up on status and lineage. If you became a more tolerant person, maybe it would work out. What matters isn't someone's blood, it's what they want, what they fear, what they accomplish. When you understand that, let me know, and I might just fall for you.
Just wait and you shall see, Catherine. I fully intend to live up to the very highest of your standards.
That's the first time I can ever recall him being, like, romantically flustered like that, which is hilarious on many levels. But also, that was very sweet. It was nice that Catherine was able to kind of see that that had an impact on him, and then she was able to be like, I can use this to make him a better person. And so I should. And thus ends that episode of damn it! Fire Emblem Three Houses are Verdant Assassins only. That's the end of this episode of Metroid Ace Attorney, Echoes of an Elusive Solid Snake Eater subsistence. Short though it was. The next video coming on the channel is going to be some more Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice, where I'm going to finally be able to record episode 3, and it better not bug out and turn into an all black screen to make me have to re-record it and like space it out awkwardly again. It better not! I don't know what I'll do. I'll probably scream objection, I guess. But that is all for now. Next episode we'll have a probably rather short monastery episode where we sort of prep ourselves and then get right up to the opening cutscene of dividing the world. Thank you so very much for coming around. Hopefully I will see you around. Admiral's gonna be out of here now. Peace! Spam dodge, spam dodge, spam dodge, spam dodge, spam dodge. Yeah, that's the stuff. Nah, easy. Ow! What the hell was that? Those missiles. What's with the fire? Oh, it's fine, I got it. Alright, at least that boss is pretty chill.